a movement. Ice nigga, baby, ask your papa how he doing. Bitter bitches losing, my nigga, we improving. And we up on the crucials with the Lucy's, bitch, we grooving. Pretty nigga movement, movement. Best friend finna bust a bitch down. Action twin, cause we want another round. Stampede, all this money on the ground. And you know I sell cake by the pound. What we doing? Outside of the party with the Fulio. Cop the batter, bitch, a bigger stack, I'm off the Julio. Bitches want the smoke, it's giving fan, I give him Coolio. Better watch a nigga, he'll be drowning in his Coolio. Dancing on these niggas, top the Tulio. Picking niggas cards, I got the dragon like it's Yu-Gi-Oh. I just come up spazzing and I'm tapping on a groupie hoe. He ain't get no coochie, what you thought I was a goofy hoe? Liddy and the Vippy in the studio. All up on my ass, damn near licking on my booty hole. Bitches giving stare, I give them sauce, I give them goofy-o. Tell them I'm the shit in the toilet, call me poopy-o. Best friend finna bust a bitch down. Ashley twin, cause we want another round. Stampede, all this money on the ground. And you know I sell cake by the pound. Bitch, I'm moving. Jaja, what you doing? I just got a bag, a bigger stash, bitch, I'm improving. Yo, nigga, he be choosing. Outside looking foolish. I just gave him coochie. I'm the hoochie he be cool with, cool with. Dragon Balls, I just went super saiyan. Got the Goku like I know you in my Pico, he be spraying. He be outside looking trolly, looking tossy, looking lame. I can't argue with you, whore. You ain't even in my lane. Switch swerve on my dash, watch me put it on your frame. Might just end up on a shirt, I might just help you claim the fame. I'm really grim with these reapers, I be dancing on their grave. I just popped up at your house in Atlanta acting brave. I'm a down south nigga, real P, big stepper. Name whole weight, cause the homie move pressure. Big VS and the V vendetta. Bitch so cold, had to cop them sweaters. I'm on next, call me hairdresser. She talk slick, but my words clever. Yeah, she moist, but my shit wetter. Drop a project, no, not Trevor.
Girl, girl, y'all better get into it, honey. That is Astro, y'all. Child, when I tell you, before we get into it, honey, okay, hello, God. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share all the things, honey, okay? Tap that notification bell. That way you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Also, follow me on Instagram at YB Speaks, honey, okay? But yeah, girl, so Astro dropped a project last week, right? And when I tell you, this isn't me being anything other than genuine and honest. Y'all know me, no matter if I like you or if I don't like you, I am going to always be truthful. Okay? Truth and justice will always prevail. It comes first. Period. Coming comes first. Okay, girl. And I'm always going to be honest with you. And no, this is not because I'll be serving on a panel with him. This is not because of anything. This is true, genuine support. Okay, this is true, genuine. It's not really a review. It's just getting to like the tea of it all. And the tea is this project. I believe there's 10 songs on this project. It is called "In Things of That Nature." You know, that's his favorite little, thing to say, child, and things of that nature. So it's only right that he, put it as an album title. And when I tell you, this is an amazing body of work. This is a very cohesive project, album. This deserves to be heard by mainstream. Hello, God. This deserves. It truly deserves. And I think people need to do what they can do to give it a listen. I have a few favorite tracks on here. The entire album is wonderful, but you're always going to have your favorites. I believe he only has two features on here, two or three features, I believe. Um, Kesey, hello guys, shout out to Kesey, and shout out to Prince Poppy, Hello God. So I think there's only 2 features on here. The album is definitely giving, West Coast vibes, very chill. It's very, there's a growth to Astro. And I love the beats. I love the melodic flow. Whimsical Broadway, which features Kesey, is like one of those tracks that you just kind of like really got to get into, because Astro's doing his thing on there. It's definitely giving whimsical, and Kesey's definitely giving Broadway, because the way that they're just coming to the stage, honey. Okay, it's really good. It's really really good. The first song I played, y'all, that was Pretty Nigga Movement. And you got to hear it in your car too. Your headphones are really good too, but the car, you get all of the bass, and it's a really 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 good project, y'all. So make sure y'all get into it, honey. Go support it over to the YouTube, honey. I'll make sure to put the link to the link in the description of this video when I'm done, for those catching the replay. But go over to Astro Jaja, honey. That is ASTROJAJA, and he'll pop right on up, honey. The album is cute. I listened to it a few times actually, mostly in the gym and riding around in the car, child, late at night being a hoe. Okay, hello God. It is really, really good. Y'all know I don't give a lot of the girls things. Hello God. I don't come on here sharing nonsense and foolishness. Hello God. I don't waste the people's time. That is not what the Court of Truth and Justice is about. If anything, we're always about saving the girls' time and energy. Okay. So all I do is ask that y'all give this a good listen to, support this child. You could tell he took his time. It was well thought out. Okay. It was really, 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 really good. I'll play y'all another track real quick while I get my shit together.
The patty, the rest, act like I'm out inside the trip. You getting litty inside the VIP. You getting cocky inside the dip. Bitch, not try me. You see me walking on hoes who decide to give me the lift. I'm in the party, nice little baddie with posture inside to give me a lift. I'm in the function, decide to drip. He wanna slide, I decide to slip. He got the pull, I decide to grip. He selling bags, I decide to zip. Nigga, I'm costing. Back me a nigga ain't talking to hoes who won't live at the Carlton. He wanna text back, I double tap on a nigga. I don't hit up my past pretty often. I'm in the booth making room for myself. I'm drinking juice and improving my health. He want a baddie, improving his wealth. Touching a peachy, is that what you felt? He gonna tip me or he gonna sell. Call him a nookie, now he kissing males. He is a rookie, ho, you couldn't tell. Nigga ain't buying that drink that you sell. Once at the top, I'll admire the view. Now in your smoke, boy, I'm higher than you. He want a nookie, put him in the queue. Bitch, I'ma pop up on every debut. You see me shining like lights on the roof. Timmy the Turner, and watch him go poof. Fatty but geeky, I'm living the proof. You did not see me, ho, that was a spoof. Yeah, yeah, the patty, the wrist. Like I'm out inside the trip. We getting litty inside the VIP. He getting cocky inside the dip. Bitch, not try me. You see me walking on hoes who decide to give me the lift. I'm in the party, nice little baddie with poshy inside to give me a lift. One op, two op, redfish, blue thought, come in, Horton, who took who spot? I'm on his block, tiptoe, wrist wash, shit like piss pot, rest like pit stop, bitch, it's sunny. Ain't no drip drop, they don't see me. Ain't no bird watch, stuck on Jaja. His name bitch Scotch, I'm his bottom, but on their top. Bitches don't stack no chip, no tree top, popped off, bitch, I blast cause he's hot, wipe his nose cause he has cheese, not spaz on who, bitch, Jaja, please not. I've been stepping, that hoe been stop. I told Blicky side, my knee socks, I've been pumping. This shit Reebok, girl, your nigga name ain't Enoch. Patty the wrist, I clock him out inside the trip. We getting litty inside the VIP. He getting cocky, excited to dip. Bitch, not try me. You see me walking on hoes who decide to give me the lift. I'm in the party, nice little baddie with poshy inside to give me a lift. Yo, feeling like Ari, got him daydreaming. Only hit it once, night fiending. Fuck me off the brown, no Cleveland. You say 3 feet, this a deep end. Booty got him sinking. I play done with these niggas. Gotta come with that break, gotta come with that pen like you Peter. I said it, I play Latifah. I tear it down like I'm with it. Don't let me do it, my people. Yeah, they got me fucked up. Brag about some fit, but they still be looking fucked up. Some say I'm a menace, I'll be quick to end the fuck. Yeah, menace thinking that I give a fuck. That's be fucking up and finding the party. Then you know it ain't no turning up. Passenger princess riding, crowded. Summertime fine days, you're around Bobby. Patty the fence, I'm like a mountain, I'm a trip.
Yes, God, honey. Yes, God. Girl, I'm not gonna lie. Where the hell everybody at? Is tonight a special night? What's the tea? Girl, please. Now I know I'm not all the things, needed, required, and desired all the time, but what's up? There's always more than 3 bitches in here. What's the tea? Oh, tomorrow's Labor Day, right? Oh, okay. So the girls is out right now. They don't have to work tomorrow. So this is really, y'all treating today like Saturday. Okay. Okay. See, child, I don't even keep up with the holidays like that no more. Probably because I don't do the traditional things I did growing up. Like you always knew as a kid, if you didn't know that the exact holiday, you knew because shit was ready to be put on the grill. Hello God, your peoples did the shopping, hello God, the day before. And when you start to see those meats, the extra meats, hello God, extra food, plates, you already know what's going down. And certain foods will be prepared, hello, that way they're easier to cook the next day. So you're like, So if you don't know the day, just know. I did see some people out today. Didn't really hit me. But I don't really keep child. If it ain't Thanksgiving, hello God, my birthday, Christmas, tax season, girl. Okay, I ain't finna remember that. Okay. Shoot. Let me tell you. And New Year's, obviously, you'll always know when that's coming about. But other shit like Labor Day and even 4th of July, I be forgetting. But you'll know because 3 days prior to 4th of July, they already popping all them damn fireworks and shit. But I guess shout out to Labor Day, child. I guess everybody will catch the replay. Nonetheless, I appreciate those who are here and who will be, hopping on as we get through this live, honey. Some would say yes, this is, not thought out. Probably wasn't. I was really bored, and I thought, oh wow, I didn't go live yesterday, so let's come serve some truth and justice. Hello, God, here today on Sunday, and again, just now really realizing why we won't have that much of an audience in the live. But that is okay. I trust that other girls will get bored enough to listen to me babble on. Get out. Get out. You don't come in here. Get out. Go. You be trying it, girl. Get the fuck out. Anyway, sorry we were interrupted by the cats trying to invade the room. They don't come in here. Um, I wanted to come and just have a few conversations because, like, every day for the past, like, 3 days now, since these audio tapes have been released of Young Thug Girl, I tried to go down the rabbit hole, and and it's just really audio, really horrible audio. I was like 5 minutes in, and I was like, "Girl, I'm not listening." It's like almost 2 hours. I don't have time for that. And honestly, do I really care that much? No, I don't. So you know what I do? I will take these particular situations that I don't really care too much about, and I will find other things that can closely relate to that and expound on it and have other conversations that I feel like we need to have. So shout out to Young Thug and his, alleged snitching behavior, girl. Um, you drove Gunna, or at least you tried to. You tried to drive him into, foolishness with you, obviously talking about this man and trashing him because allegedly, he snitched too. And we obviously had to drag 6ix9ine Takashi 6ix9ine a couple years ago for his snitching behavior, and he was ostracized and belittled and casted into the darkest corner. Hello, God, we haven't heard from him since, this situation with Young Thug came out, because now he's talking publicly and he's, feeling a little bit of how I think a lot of us would feel. Like, how are y'all going to sit here and condemn him and throw him in the trash? Gunna's career actually went to go on to be pretty successful. He just dropped an album, which I had the pleasure of listening to at the gym yesterday, and 25 tracks. There's no skips. The album is actually really fucking good. And there are other conversations that are bred from this situation that I want to talk about. So I just want to kind of like make sure that I'm trying to be well thought out and organized in how I give my commentary. So I want to start with this. And why I titled this, why rap culture is basically dead. It's dead because for too long we've been turning street niggas into rappers and then expecting them to walk a certain line. And in a lot of times nowadays, if you're just an artist that's a rapper that doesn't come from the streets, it's obviously a different effect for you as well. We see it all the time. We saw it with Young Jeezy. We saw it with T.I. We see it with certain people. The Game. We see it, 50 Cent. A lot of times it works out. There could be longevity. There could be something that you can actually do. But at the end of the day, girl, please, it doesn't work out, because now in a point in your life where you're trying to clean it all up and you're trying to be just a rapper, you might find yourself in some things. And I'm going to say this for Gunna specifically, because he's really not like that. He's not a gangster, honey. He's not a thug. No matter what's in his name, his stage name applies. He's not like that. You look at someone like Young Thug or Rich Homie Quan, may he rest, hello God. You see like a Gucci Man, you see these people and you're just like, okay, I could believe what it is that they're talking about. But when you look at Gunna, you're just like, bro, you're not really like that. Hence is why you snitched. Jail is not for you. That life is not for you. Young Thug, if you did allegedly snitch, guess what, honey? You're not really about that life either. I heard stories about you from way back in the days of Atlanta. You were a hoe ass nigga trying to be involved in real nigga shit. And from what Raylo, whatever his name is, honey, from Atlanta, he's telling all the tea. You've always been a divisive ass nigga. Hello, you've always been a snake in the Garden of Eden, girl. Starting proxy wars based off of rumor. Hovering in the ether, being the hater that you've always been. They say you did it with Wayne, hello God. They say you did it with Rich Homie Quan, hello God. Now with Gunna. What's up, Chloe? How you doing, boo? You don't want to listen. So when I start throwing shit at you, get out. Yeah, girl. Excuse that little outburst. But yeah, child. So I think we just got to start telling the truth, girl. A lot of y'all boys ain't built for that. 6ix9ine wasn't built for what the real consequences were going to be at the end of the day. When that courtroom, when that judge, that prosecutor throws out them 100 years, hello God. Come on now. You're going to start squealing, girl. What's up, Uniquely Attractive? How you doing, boo? I'm doing well. Child, you finna start squealing, girl. That's the real truth. And you know what? Here's the other conversation. Because I'm a balanced cunt. I truly believe that why not? If someone comes to you with a plea deal that guarantees your freedom, I don't blame you. But the hood in me saith unto you, don't get involved in hood activities if you're not ready for the hood consequences. Hello, God. I really thought like mid-2000s we would start to see like a drastic decline in hood niggatry and, this constant, need to be part of that particular culture where the only avenues for you in this life are jail, hello God, the graveyard, hello God, or shit, being hurt to the girl. You see a lot of these guys with these damn gunshot wounds to the chest, and they had to do all the surgery. Girl, they out here looking like a Frankenstein Build-A-Bear girl. I had a piece of trade like that once, girl. I can't lie. And girl, he was fine, girl, but he had a big old gash on the side. So what happened? He was like, "Child, I got shot up, and they had to do surgery or something to save his liver." I was like, "Girl, well, cover that up." Where that dickhead? He had a big old thing, girl. I was like, "Hello, God, honey, child. Thank God he saved your life, honey. Shout out to those doctors who saved this big dick from dying, honey. Okay." Yeah, child, you got to be careful in this world. What's up, B2B Revolution? How are you? Welcome to the platform. Infinite Intelligence. Hey, boo, how you doing? Yeah, honey. So you want to be part of that hood shit? Look at YFN Lucci. Look at Ti. Look at all of these dudes who sit around here, and then y'all need to be sitting around here being grateful. We talked about this in the last live, and a lot of y'all are not going to be treated like some of these other people. So y'all need to be grateful. Young Thug, the only reason you took that deal is because you were not trying to. You got like 100 years of probation or something like that, honey. Like you only took that deal because y'all don't like the idea of being incarcerated. So maybe let's not be doing shit that will get us incarcerated. And another thing I want to talk about too, y'all y'all sit around here and act like y'all ain't being recorded at all times. When you are the property, and I'm going to say that again for the people you are property of the state. When you get incarcerated, you are the property of the state. Okay? So when that happens to you, you need to understand that while you were on their grounds and using their communication devices, whatever form that looks like, because we know y'all be using the JPay, the emails, the video chats, you're being recorded, bitch. Especially if you're high profile and they're just needing you to basically tell on yourself. Because for the life of me, I'm just seeing, as I'm doing a little bit of research on the situation, I'm just seeing all these different recordings. We're talking about conversations with his baby mother, his girlfriends, conversations in the interrogation room. Like, you are who you are. And in today's social media climate, in the leaks that are always in these buildings, you had to have known that, girl, at some point or another, the public will have access to this. And not even just that, like, what if you are, self-incriminating? And another downfall of trying to be known for a street thug coming into the rap game and keeping that kind of, hood ass aura about you, that mysterious, angry, toxic thing that people love so much of. In order to even keep that, you have to make the people believe that's who you really are. So the fact that you are who you are and these allegations are out here, you're going to lose your credibility. Therefore, you're going to lose the support, which means, people won't be coming to the shows. People won't be purchasing the music. Hello. And the only reason you probably agreed to what you agreed to in your plea deal is because you have a little bit of money. But your money is derived from the music, isn't it? Because now you can't go back to the street rat shit, Aladdin. Hello, God. You can't be a Dusty anymore. Tell the truth. You're on probation. You know they're still watching you. I don't believe this case is closed. So all I want to say, the same energy everybody, including myself, gave 6ix9ine. We got to give it to these dudes too. And I think there needs to be larger conversations surrounding the fact that we need to keep the streets out of the artistry. It never works. Look at Tupac and Biggie. Hello. Look at all of the examples. What's that boy name? Fredo Bang. Is it Fredo? I forget. You got two of these. One of the boys got shot up at his hotel recently. Fulio. I think his name was Fulio. Like this shit never goes right, and that's why it's difficult to um, keep consistent artists around. Because girl, either y'all going to jail, we start to like you, and then you just get locked up on some shit you did prior to you becoming, a rapper that hit the mainstream market. Hello. There's a lot of examples of that too. We don't need no more hood rappers no more, girl. We got enough. It's over with. It works for a little piece of time, girl, and then it has to fade away like everything else. But this happens quicker because y'all are going to jail, you're being killed. Tell the truth. Or you done blew all your money trying to move all your friends out. Or one of them done got the nerve to plot on you because they was always a secret hater. Hello. What's up, Keisha? How you doing? Lock Queen, what's up, boo? Yeah, honey. So y'all got to be careful. That's one point I'm making about why I believe rap culture is dead. So again, to summarize that, you have a slew of dudes coming from the hood, drug dealers, drug addicts, people who are leaders of gangs or members of gangs. You bringing all of that into the world of artistry, of rapping and becoming a celebrity. Those don't mix well. Then you get caught up in legal shit, find yourself, snitching, allegedly snitching. Either way, it's a lose lose. But ultimately, I want to tell people stop glorifying that hood shit. Gangs were originally, if we want to be honest about it, they were started long ago as a way to protect people. At the height of the drug epidemic in our black neighborhoods, girl, there were a lot of kids, more specifically young boys, who had nowhere to turn to because their parents or parent was on drugs. Runaways, kids who had nothing. Gang members used to do exactly what Jehovah's Witness and Feed the Children be doing, girl. They come to clean up the community and aid people. That's what gangs were originally designed for. People love criticizing the Black Panther movement. They were an organization. They did public outreach, community outreach. They educated their people on their people. They held communities up until they were brandished by the FBI as a terrorist organization. Because again, America is historically racist. If you ask me, all of them should have got the chair. I'm in my Cersei Lannister phase of life, girl. Like, if it doesn't make sense, if it is a nuisance, we don't have time to be bothered with that. Send them to the chair. Thank you, Keisha. The Black Panthers are the reason food assistance exists. Amen. We really need to get back to that, but we too busy, we got a lot of problems in our community. We really do. So my second point that I wanted to make, right, about why I feel like rap culture is dead is because there's too much likeness. Tell the truth. The people that we talked about, Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan, may he rest. We got Gunna. There is a couple of others I can't name at the top of my head, but They are all birthed from Future. Can we tell the truth? They're birthed from his loins. Those are his children. Those are his sons. They were birthed from Future. Me and my nephew had this not my nephew. Who was I talking to about this? I was talking to someone, child, and he was trying to argue me down about no. I was like, no, it's the truth. And what happens is when you have so close of likeness to people that are, also at the top tier level of their careers, right? Let's tell the truth. No matter how you feel about Future, you know who that is when his name is brought up. He's definitely mainstream. He's definitely global. He's definitely been here and has been a mainstay in the rap culture for a very long time. But when you think of Future, you see his seedlings. Hello, God. We saw it with Ti when he had his situation going on. We you see the likeness. There's so much likeness of these people. It's kind of hard to, I don't want to digest the same shit. The good thing about entertainment and music and artistry is that it's ever changing, that it's different. People love originalities. Why do you think the most popular artists, this is an original, there's none like it. That'll be 2.3 billion euros, please. Okay. It's the truth. There's no originality. When I look at certain artists, I'm like, oh, you remind me of this person. Y'all love these folks. That's why I'm gonna be honest with you. It was really hard for me to get into Nicki, and especially like in the beginning, because it was like I consumed so much of Little Kim, so much Little Kim, to the point where I started seeing something that looked like her and sounded like her. I was like, I'm not interested. And I get a lot of flack for this thought process. That's one of the reasons I don't like Janet Jackson. I saw it so much in your brother. I don't look at you the same way a lot of other people, revere you, darling. I don't revere you that way. I've seen you before. Your brother. I don't, and these artists, you got like Lady Gaga, and everybody just tries to compare it to Madonna. I don't like the comparisons. I live for originality. Can you be the pioneer of your own shit? Or have we just taken every avenue of originality to the point where we have no choice but to do remakes? Hello, God. I'm tired of that too. I'm tired of revisiting something that was already great when it was great. Leave it in that time period. We'll look upon it every blue moon and we'll know. Hello, God. But it's hard to really get into a lot of rap nowadays because everyone is like everyone. Y'all talk about the same shit. You doing the same shit. You getting involved in the same shit. You're not doing anything or saying anything differently. In fact, most, if not all, of the beats we hear today in rap music is a sample. Hello. They try to drown it out so much with other shit. But if you really pay attention, most, if not all, of the current rap music is samples. You can't even be original with your beats. And a lot of y'all think y'all slick trying to bring back that nostalgic feeling that people have. Okay. Thinking you're going to, no, I don't want it. No. Sorry. I don't like to look upon people and be like, okay, you're like this person. You're just like this. That's why when they were talking about Keisha Cole, I couldn't get into her because vocally, no. And she was a hot mess. I dealt with so many years dealing with Mary J. Blige and her depression and her drug addiction, girl, and her sorry ass ways with these men, girl. I don't want to do that with another artist. We did that. Y'all did that with Keisha Cole's, girl. Maybe y'all generation just wanted that, but I was over it. We dealt with that with Mary J. Blige. Tell the truth. Over it, girl. Let's get rid of the reboots too while we're at it. Hello. Like, we don't need another one. Tupac, keep your head up. Amen. I love Tupac's music. Tupac was the T. But even after him, you had a lot of people trying to recreate that as well. You know, like you got a lot of reincarnations of some shit. I don't want to see that. That's why I low key celebrate TLC because I know they did that show where they were looking to, fill the L in TLC. Um, but ultimately, I think they decided not to. And I agree with that 100%. Like, why? When something was at its peak, Hello God, let it be at its peak. I want to remember it for that. These girls be out here mimicking and copying and pasting, girl, and it's just not tea. That means there's no more innovation or originality left in this world. And I refuse to believe that. I think people have just gotten lazy. All right, that's my second point. My third point on why I feel rap culture is dead is because you got a lot of these guys. Um, let's just name a few. You have people like Birdman. You got people like Slim Thug. You got people like Gucci Man, Rick Ross, Hello God. Just to name a few. T.I., Hello God. Got a lot of these guys who sit around here and they get ultra famous and successful by way of their music, right? They get so filled with narcissism to the point where they feel like they can create their own record label. They feel as if they have the eye for the talent. They got a little bit of money. They want to invest in said talent, promise them the world, the stars, the skies, the moon, hello God, all the things that they feel they need, require, and desire in this life. All to what? Career gone nowhere. You probably made a few dollars, but it ain't life changing like that. Maybe a select few got to, have a successful little run, but you don't see it no more. Shout out to Young Dro. Hello God. Hello. Shout out to a lot of the Wale, Meek Mill, where he stands now at the very least. Hello. Most, if not everybody, from Bad Boys catalog, maybe one of them or two of them was a one-hit wonder. We never heard from them again. Hello. The problem is you have these guys who think so highly of themselves to the point where they put themselves in a management position, an owner's position. And a lot of them aren't really owners of shit. Let's just tell the truth. They're just a subsidy. The record label that you originally signed to, just to shut you up and to make you feel like you have something, they're going to go ahead and give you a section. And they're going to give you your own little record team, your own record label. But you don't truly own it. They do. You just feel you do because your name is in it and most of your input is accepted in thine sight. But mostly that's just to shut y'all up real quick. The record label has no real interest in making your record label successful, even if they do own it. Hopefully that makes sense. Y'all get in your big heads and you think that you can do what record labels do. A lot of y'all still have that street mentality. We talked about it earlier. It doesn't bode well in the business world. Gucci Man. Remember? Ooh, do we remember the time? This was just what, 2 years ago, I believe, where Gucci Man went on this ultra vast, hello God, signing ring where he signed like a hell of artists. I think it was like more than 20 people he signed within like a week. Gave them chains. I don't know if he gave them any money, but I know he gave them chains. Okay. He probably did give them a little bit of money. Some of those people passed away because of drug overdoses, because he was signing druggies. Tell the truth, people with real life drug addiction issues. Hello, you signed them. You didn't keep up with your promises. No one made any music. No one went on any tours. No one did shit. You got a couple of the people that's bold enough to speak out and proud about you. Because I saw the video a couple months ago of a young man saying he was signed to you and you didn't do shit for him. In fact, you ended up releasing all of these particular artists. I don't think he has anybody left on his roster because you really don't know what it is you're doing. Where's Keisha Kaur? I thought she was the one who was supposed to be helping you, and she was your slave to life and professionalism. Where's she? She can flip 2 million to 6, but she can't flip these rappers. Hello, God, from have-nots to haves. So obviously she ain't doing her job the right way. Slave. PSA, women, please don't follow that. Please don't follow that mentality. Please don't follow the advice of someone like Keisha Kaur. Girl, you will be a slave. Our ancestors fought too hard for that. Please don't. Don't give into that trap. Okay? Period. But yeah, girl, very irresponsible. T.I., I don't know if his record label still exists, but none of those people really produced any fruit, tell the truth. And if they did, there was no real consistency nor longevity. 50 Cent, he loves to talk about P. Diddy all day long, but you haven't produced anyone successful on that level. G Unit is still a stutter. Hello, God. Young Buck, I think, crashed out, drunk and drug addicted. And wasn't he doing something with trainees? I forget. I think he was. Lloyd Banks, child, he's still looking for his chin. Olivia, girl, where is she at? We don't even know. She had to succumb to being on one season of Love and Hip Hop New York. Never heard from her again. Hell, even Jay-Z, Damon Dash, all of these people. Snoop Dogg, we're going to get on him too. Like, I just don't understand, like, the evidence has been evidencing for a very long time. Why are y'all wasting your time with these people who just barely made it for themselves? And then if you don't see no traction, if the paperwork is not paperworking, hello, God, a lot of y'all hood niggas don't think to go see an attorney to view these documents for you to make sure you're not being signed to some 360 life deal, honey, where you have no ownership or no anything, girl. A lot of y'all take these advances and think that's free money. They don't even outline that. Girl, you got to pay that back as soon as you start generating money. They're getting theirs first off the top. You get whatever's after. There is, and I heard someone talk about this recently. I forget exactly who it was, but there is no more money in music. And it is because y'all have allowed these white peoples to reign supreme over the girls. You've allowed them to play in our face. We have also allowed these dusties, these drug addicts, with no real business acumen, hello God, no experience and shit. Other than, do you think whipping up the work in your kitchen, girl, and serving dime pieces, hello God, and doing the math on your profits versus what you have to use for your re-up, do you really think that equates to you being a businessman, a CEO of a company? To where you not only hold the power of life and death for over these particular people that you're signing to your labels, you're crushing their dreams. They're thinking they're on their way to something, only to find out they're probably going to be worse off than what they were before. And y'all should be able to be sued. False advertising, pain and suffering, fraud, hello God. Because that's exactly the behavior and your actions, hello God, are showing. While y'all had Keisha Kaur on the Breakfast Club, you should have asked her, well, since you run Gucci Man's life to the T, hello God, how do you feel? Did he actually feel any remorse for those last three artists who died of drug overdoses. And they probably went into that state of mind because of the foolishness that they were getting. Hello. Well, they weren't getting shit. Let's just tell the truth. They weren't even getting foolishness. Y'all got literal nothing. These people probably spiraled out of control and furthered their addiction because of that situation. I'm just saying though, where's Keisha Kaur? Answer those questions, girl, since you all up in your husband's business all the time. Slave. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, that's my third and my real final point on why I truly believe that rap culture is dead. You got drug addicts, attention seekers, and narcissists, artists turn management. It never really works out that way. Sorry. It's you got to really look to it as well. You know what's tea. You can look at a bitch and be like, honey, I don't think you're a good business person. So, like right now, there's another conversation going on about Nikki and her lack in being able to sign artists to her label. It's pretty much my same argument. Girl, you allowed Weezy F Baby to sell off yours, Drake's, his own, and some other people's that were signed to Cash Money, sell off all your masters to pay off a debt that he owed. I don't trust you, bitch. You don't have good business acumen. I don't want you running my career. I don't want you running my career, girl. No. No, 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 no. Parlez-vous français? I say no. Child, please. No, God. I'll take no for 700, Alex. You got me fucked up. And I want to say this too. The only thing that will save music is people who are like Alicia Keys, people who are like Simon Cowell, people who are like Mariah Carey, people who are like Lady Gaga. These people, and if Michael was still alive, these people, they didn't see music for music. They saw it as a different realm. They saw it as a possibility for spiritual awakening, a true human alignment. Hello, God. They saw it to be bigger than what it was in its physical form. They saw, hello, God, the potential for its outreach, for its touch, its warmth. There's a reason they say if you listen to certain music, it naturally calms you down. It de-stresses you, levels out the blood pressure. Sound resonates. Hello, God. You can tell it in the people's writing. You can tell in the way they produce the music. You can tell by the way they're involved in their music. Say what you want about Justin Bieber and his foolishness, but seeing videos of this man in an orchestra really taking charge of what he wants his shit to sound like, that's real artistry. Tupac, Biggie, real artistry. Nas, real artistry. Say what we want about P. Diddy. He had the gift of artistry. R. Kelly, say what we want about him. The gift of artistry. Which is weird because they say he can't read, girl. I wonder how that was possible. But The fact that these were composers of music. Mariah Carey, her involvement, the way that she is so OCD about her shit. People don't look at music that way anymore. It shows in their product. It shows when you don't see, like we talked about this last week. I hate to bring it up again, but it relates to this conversation too, I guess. There's no more, oh, you've been on the charts for 36 weeks. You're number one. You've been charting for 4 months, 6 months. There's no more of that. Everybody's microwavable. And that's why you have a lot of the girls like Mariah who try to, still do her little thing, I guess, for us girls out here in the world who are tired of foolishness. What's up, Tabby? How you doing? Yes, honey. These girls, they can't hold a candle to the girls from the past. As much as people like to shit on the girls from the past, they were the blueprint. They were the reference point. And obviously, you're using their samples. Hello, God. And a lot of y'all are in their likeness. Hello, God. So I don't know. It's just sad because, again, when I think of originality, I think of endless possibility. I just feel like the humans are lazy as hell now. Even though I celebrated Gunna's album, it was so cohesive to the point where every beat sounded alike. You remember back in the day, a real artist, the ending of a song would be the entry beat for the next song coming up. Or there would be little bits of likeness of the previous song going into the next song. That's what makes it cohesive for me. But to hear an album where, like, that's why the baby is not successful. Trust me, honey. In the world of all of these anti-gay folks and these fascists and racist cunts out here in the world, the baby didn't lose his career because of his bold statements down to the little festival or whatever. He lost it because he's trash. Everything sounds like the other thing. Uncoupled with his overly cocky behavior, narcissistic attitude, and the fact that he beats people up at his, concerts, girl, uh, makes him extremely unlikable in the public eye. So that could be. There's many factors to why he's not successful anymore, or even heard of, for that matter. But trust and believe, mostly because he sounds the same. Y'all keep wanting to, not y'all, but y'all keep pushing for Young Thug to drop his album. Do we really need it? He's built like an alien sludge. He's obviously beating poor Mariah the Scientist, girl. She better make a potion, bitch. Hello, God. Get in that chemistry lab, girl, and do something to turn him into the toad he really looks like. I don't know how anybody found that man attractive. You know it's about your money. When you're a walking lizard, hello, God. When you're out here serving bearded dragon, bitch, hello, God. You know they're only with you for your money, hence why he has the attitude and he beats these women. But he won't be supported. He's not going to sell what Gunna just sold on his release because it's going to be tired. Period. We've heard it all before, girl. Shut up to Sunshine Anderson. The girls we actually want to hear from again. Don't you hate that too? You get a piece of something. That's why y'all keep banging on Lauryn Hill's door for another album, girl. Because it's just like, girl, how you gonna do something so great and then leave the girls and act like you never existed? You're right. Music is a mess right now. That's why '90s concerts are pop. Exactly. All the '90s shit is selling out right now. I heard Brandy and Monica, not y'all, but y'all tried to downplay them girls and say they weren't going to do nothing, but they've had to add several more dates to their tour list, child, because it's in popular demand. Cause of love. Hey, YB, I love the diversity of rap and R&B. When I was growing up in the '90s into the 2000s, I cut off rap and R&B for me in 2010s. You know what? That's about the time it officially was laid to rest. Around 2010 is when rap music. Well, we had the funeral. No, we had the wake in 2010, and we had the official. We had to wait a while. We had to put some more. We had to wait. Hello, God, to fill the rest of the cemetery with the trash. They were flooding. Because why have one funeral? Why have multiple funerals? So we had to collect a lot of trash. Hello, God, and have one big funeral for it. A closed casket. Hello, God. We released the birds and they died. That was a sign right there. Hmm. And you're right. Back then, there was so much diversity. Like you had a lot of things going at one time, and it never actually was convoluted like that. Because it goes back to my earlier video in my argument. Like people had time to digest things. People wanted to. They took the time. There people are so fast now. They want everything instantaneously. They don't really consume the music. And then you got some people that will just memorize a song just because they want to look cool. It's popular. They don't really like the artist. They just like it because it's popular right now. I've been a Mariah Carey fan even when she wasn't the most popular. It never mattered to me about popularity or who went with you. I liked you because not only did I love your music, I decided to do more research on you as a person and an artist to learn more about you. That's why I love Mariah Carey so much. I've studied her life a little bit. That's why I loved Angelina Jolie so much. I still do. Learn a little bit about your favorites outside of just them being musicians. You might actually be more invested in them even when they're not popping. I love Sade. Hello, God. She may not be the T right now, but in my opinion, she'll always be the T. Why do you think people still buy Mary J. Blige concerts? Trust me, it's not to see her perform, it's the nostalgia they get. They're invested in her as a person, not just an artist. Does that make sense? People don't do that no more. They're swinging on to what's the soundbite, what's the clip, what's the popping song right now. And let's take that a step further, shall we? That's the main reason why a lot of y'all probably like Nicki. That's the reason why a lot of y'all probably like some of these other girls because you know they're gonna pop their shit against another bitch. You don't really like them. You're not invested in them. You're invested in their mess. You're invested in what the mess they're gonna start. Not y'all, but y'all live for a little nasty piece of crash out. Tell the truth. That's why we all fell in love with Jocelyn Hernandez. She was never right. She was never really in the right. If we just be honest about it, maybe a few things here and there, but she was always a toxic cunt. But for some reason, we love her. And I'm actually about to get one of those damn welcome mats. Hello, God, the hoe is you here? Well, hoe, why is you here? I'm finna get one of those. I need one of those. You know? People don't like you. We love Little Kim because of her story and the fact that she was literally the pioneer of what she was doing. These rappers, they can't even speak English the right way. Why do you think they don't do well in their interviews? I saw a little baby interview once and I was like, girl, I'm over it. I'll be trying to keep up, girl. And then they don't want to talk because they're trying to be ultra mysterious with their shades on, high as a kite. There's no substance, there's no value, there's no worth coming out of that mouth of theirs. And then we wonder why the Breakfast Club be having these weird guests on. Good girl, there's no one to talk to. We don't want to talk to these illiterate fools anymore. Half these girls be sliding out their seat off that heroin, bitch. Ooh, honey, you right, Kaza. Lil Kim was so beautiful until she succumbed to low self-esteem, public, opinion. And I think, that man had broke her fucking nose and she had to get reconstructive surgery. And then it didn't stop there because now she out here looking like she gave birth to Tamar because Tamar Braxton out here looking like she was birthed from them loins, honey. Girl, I wish Tamar just would have never did that video. I really wish she would have never did that video. I saw her doing a response to Funky Dineva or whatever girl the other day, and her face, it's giving horse. Is that a horse of a different color? Like, it's giving horse, girl. It's giving Mr. and Mrs. Ed. It's giving conjoined twins, bitch. It's giving circus freak. Tamar, what in the Alien vs Predator is going on with your girl? That stretchy, like Mr. Fantastic face, girl. Like what that stretches. Girl, your long face ass. Girl, no. You do look like actually that's a disrespect to Muppets. She does not look like a Muppet. Do not disrespect the Muppets. She's literally a horse of a different color. You can tell she got all that surgery done because Tamar never used to look like that. Back in the day when we first started getting used to Tamar like that, she was not looking like this. She looks like she's melting. What a world! What a world! What a world! Girl, she's melting, girl. Meltiana. Um, but yeah, that's why I just feel like the rap culture is dead. People just don't place any more value on music. Um, a lot of foolishness. Y'all have let a lot of hood activities bleed through the industry to the point where it's just really self-destructed at this point. There's no consistency. There's a great lack of unprofessionalism. Like y'all are not professional no more. The way the girls used to carry themselves back then compared to now is a big difference. Why do you think rap was like at the peak of success back then? Because you had a lot of people in the right. You had the Andre Harrells, you had the baby faces, you had a lot of people, even though those were crooks and criminals on their for their own reasons. We talk about what's that old crusty um what's the guy who was over that record label Whitney Houston was a part of? Clive Davis. You have a lot of these people, but the way that they reigned supreme in the industry was because they carried themselves with tact. Hello, God. They carried themselves with grace. Well, not all the time, but they carried themselves with, most importantly, professionalism. Hey, KK, how you doing, boo? All these guys were on drugs. All these guys got that hood mentality. They're just a hot mess. And they all be hating. I think Rick Ross specifically was hating because at the time when he had Maybach Music, he was really about to have probably one of the most successful like groups ever. But because I feel he was a big hater, it got dismantled. He had a lot of people with potential on his team back then. Wale, say what y'all want, he was coming through for the girls. He was on his way to ultra success. Meek Mill was on his way. He was literally there dating the baddest chick in the game, Nicki Minaj. Hello, God. But these guys turn haters. I think that's what did P. Diddy in as well, too. These guys are psychopaths, narcissists, to the point where they want to be bigger than the group they created. And if they can't control you, well, they got to do something else to you. Hello, God. Whatever that looks like. Because it's no longer about them anymore. That'd be the problem. Why do you think Suge Knight was the way he was? It had nothing to do with nothing. It was about power and control. He was drunk with that shit. He didn't. The money would come. He cared more about controlling you as the person. He liked when people feared him. Isn't he still in jail, child? Mm-hmm. But yeah, the rap culture is gone. And I want to speak to this too. Rappers have long since said in a plethora of interviews, right, that they do not feel the need to speak out of turn as it relates to topics outside of music. I remember Young Thug, the humanoid lizard himself, got angry at someone. I think it was the BET Awards or something when they had them in Atlanta. He said to a reporter, got real nasty with her, and she asked him about the political climate. And he basically cussed her out and said, "Don't ask me questions about that. That's above me." So, and I've heard other people over time pretty much have the same feelings. And I want to say this, Snoop Dogg, beloved, you are loved beyond measure. You're probably still the only person that is revered from your time period. You're probably can part the Red Sea in the music industry anywhere you walk. You have been recognized by sultans and heads of state and globally recognized artist. The impact, what you have contributed to music is amazing. Your ability to still be tethered to the young people and to still be respected amongst these young people of today, called Uncle Snoop. Hello, God. It's great and it's wonderful. But I want you to do like Young Thug. Okay? You two are built like Father Lizard, bitch. I need you to shut the entire fuck up as it relates to the L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, I plus community. I need you to be quiet. I need you to reserve your thoughts. Keep that in your household. Billy Porter hit it on the head when he said, and I quote, "You worried about," well, not I quote, what I can't remember and how I'm going to put it in my words. Okay, hello, God. Don't worry about us. Worry about how you're going to tell your children or your grandchildren or whatever about your criminal past and your whole nature. Plenty of videos, plenty of music videos, plenty of songs hyping up lesbian activities. Snoop, hush. You're a legend. You're an icon. You're still making boatloads of cash to this day. Just shut up, bruh. Just shut up. And that goes to the conversation of this whole. Every year we have this conversation about this agenda, the gay agenda. They're out. hello God, to interfere with our children. Everyone is going to be gay or trans, all because there's some inclusivity in a television show or a movie that is more so geared towards children. The fact that you believe that by your children watching things that promote an educational sense and inclusivity, let me tell you the importance of that. When you normalize that, the real live response when that child grows up will not be as violent as we see today amongst the ignorant youth who are being raised by toxic, homophobic, trash parents. You're not born and you just begin to hate. Hating is something that is learned. It's a part of your environment. And 9 times out of 10, it's a consistent part of your environment. It's part of your growing up. The more you hear all of this negativity about the gays or the blacks or the Mexicans, girl, hello God, the more you hear all of these negative things, you're going to believe that that's exactly what they are. But imagine a world where children are being raised in a household where their entertainment life is geared towards educating them with inclusivity. So that way, when they start to see these things in their real life, they're not responding out of ignorance and hate. They're responding out of, oh, this is normalized. Hello, God. What's up, Jamar? How you doing, boo? So for the life of me, I highly doubt Sesame Street is doing gay sex. Let's tell the truth. If anything, there is an educational component to try to normalize, hello God, by educating our youth. Because not once, if our gay powers are that immense, oh girl, we have the power because you sat next to me, because I looked upon you, because I saw the television show, that's going to make me gay. That's going to make me want to put on a dress. That's going to make me want to wear wigs. Girl, if that's the case, shout out to Tyler Perry and his influence. Shout out to Martin, hello God, and his early influence. Shout out to Eddie Murphy and his influence. Hello God. We didn't ridicule them. We laughed and we paid for the life that they have now. We weren't toxic, reeking of judgment. They're living in mansions and have set up generational wealth for their families because we bought into that. So what's it going to be? But again, for the life of me, I just want to go back to this. I really wish my powers, my gay powers, my gay influence was so highly supreme to where I could look at Odell Beckham Jr. Calleth on thy name, lure him to my bed. Ooh, I really do wish the powers were powering, girl. Go, go, Power Rangers. Hello, God. I really do wish it was morphin' time. Morph these niggas into what I want them to be. It is only when you are predisposed to something that you could become susceptible to something. Hello, God. You can't turn anyone gay who wasn't already gay. Now, could you open on I do believe in light bulbs. We talked about this in another video I did recently. I forget which one it was, where I talked about like why a lot of YNs are experimenting with the same genders. Hello, God. The reason they're doing it is because y'all keep voicing your hate and your disgust and your disdain. What do you think happens in nature? what you despise, you kind of want to test out. What's all the hate about? Hello, God. And then the way y'all have over sexualized life, period, to the point where you got everybody wanting to try everything. Tell the truth. I mean, hmm. You keep telling them no, 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 no. And their brain is wired to say yes, 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 yes. hmm And then some people love the lure. Like, is it that powerful? Can I be turned gay because this person's throca, hello God, is that good and pure? A throca sent from the gods from above, girl. So good it can turneth me gay. That's some head I want to try. Is it that good? It has me questioning all the things my parents used to say to me. My toxic homophobic father, which 9 times out of 10 was getting head in his younger years behind the trash cans in the high school. Tell the truth. I tell you, girl, we got to really start learning something. And that something is this: Black folks, your sons and daughters are probably going to be gay. But I guarantee you, it has nothing to do with other gay people. It's innately going to be who they are. And the sooner y'all get with it, the sooner we can go back to where families were united and really loving on each other. Because the goal of parenting is to just be a parent and to love beyond measure your child that you created. No one should be able to tell you about your child, and you shouldn't be out here judging your child. As long as they got love in their heart, they're walking with kindness and compassion, they're not a cunt. Y'all be worried about the wrong things. What about that trauma, hello God, that y'all be bestowing upon your children? Do we got to have that conversation again? Like, come on now, people, let's get it together. Y'all be worried about the wrong things. Why that child ain't reading at the level they supposed to read at? Tell the truth. Why that child is a horrible menace to society in the streets of life? Tell the truth. Oh, as long as they're not gay, though, right? Girl, please. Girl, please. What are we doing? No, ma'am. Make it make sense. So, Snoop Dogg, yeah, please. You've made dozens of movies, dozens of albums, songs, features, whatever. Aren't you a big investor in your own strand of weed? Like, what? Look here, I'm pro Mother Earth, hello God, but I'm just saying though, we want to go into the court of public opinion. What does that say about somebody, right? You love getting high all the time. Do you only live in California still because CPS can't be called on you because everything is legal out there? Let's tell the truth. When weren't you cheating on your wife horribly? You dogged that woman out horribly in your early life. How about you try to find ways to explain who you used to be to your children before you try to come out here and publicly advocate against LGBTQ content being presented in children's television shows and movies? And I see a slew of videos like every other week. I tell y'all, girl, the boys, they love talking about the DLs and gay shit. Why are you doing think pieces? Why are you even thinking that hard and long? Why are you thinking that long and hard about the gays? I thought real niggas just do real nigga shit, like mind their own fucking business and keep it moving. I grew up in the hood, and I had a lot of respect from a lot of the hood niggas. You know why? Because we had respect for one another. Yeah. They respected me because I wasn't on that foolishness. I'm recognized as still a man, okay? And real recognized real. And what I was doing did not bother them. When they saw me climbing out the window of their homeboy's apartment, hello God, they would just laugh and keep it moving. They're not judging, and they didn't even judge their homeboy. Tell the truth. Nah, boy, you wild, boy. You wild, Red. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Have a good night. You didn't see nothing. Shut the fuck up. Hello God. It be y'all dudes who be in women's business and in gay business. Y'all bring people to suspect y'all even more. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And Snoop Dogg, we know that it was going down in the LBC. You was sipping on gin and juice while that little queen from round the way, Hello God, was on those knees giving thanks. And I wonder too, isn't Martha Stewart is gay friendly, correct? Isn't she an ally of our community? And that's your homegirl in Christ. What do you think Martha's gonna have to say? I don't know if they still got that show going on together or not, but I would just love to know, what does Martha have to say? Martha's a gay icon. And y'all need to be mindful too. Y'all saw what happened with the baby. Y'all seen what happened to other people who go on that anti-LGBTQ stuff. Stop playing around. And don't you live in California, which is like the proest of pro LGBTQ states? Be careful. I'll be careful. Let me tell you something, because gay doesn't have a look, despite contrary popular belief, girl. Like, y'all girls really think that gay is just pink and flamboyant. Gay is not all about telling your business to everybody. That executive who gave you an opportunity, that person, that manager who signed you, just because they might not look gay, they might not tell their business, but what if they are? They control your career. Be mindful of how y'all be out here publicly telling on yourselves and your hatred towards your fellow man. You'll be surprised who's connected and who knows you and who knows how to get rid of you. Y'all love to say the world of success is due to relationships and connections. That's why networking is needed, required, and desired to get anywhere in life. Well, if you're a racist, homophobic, fascist cunt with radical belief systems who doesn't mind vocalizing them publicly, if you are facing some type of backlash, why are you mad? Why are you mad? And you know what is so crazy? I met Snoop Dogg once. When I lived in Atlanta, he was actually walking into a restaurant that I was leaving out of. And very nice guy. He reeked of weed. He had his sunglasses on. It was 9 o'clock at night. Very nice guy. I'm not, let me tell y'all something, honey. Girl, I met Keisha Coles. She was a hot mess. I I didn't meet her, but I walked by her and waved because she came into the job, child. Kobe Bryant's wife. Kobe Bryant was sitting in the car, walked past Usher. He's a narcissist. Met Lil Wayne. I have seen, and aura and energy is everything. Sometimes it speaks more volumes than the person speaking. Hello, God. And the aura I got from Snoop, he was cool. He was chill. And when you're like Unc, Granddaddy Snoop, like you done been there enough. I'm sure you done been around the gays long enough to know. Snoop had the energy like he was one of them OGs that was cool with like older gay dudes because they just laugh and slap five and keep it real and smoke weed together. So hearing the way he has been talking about this, the LGBTQ influence in children's movies and shows and things of that nature, I'm just disappointed. Because at Snoop, for me, was bigger than his music. Again, it goes back to energy and aura. Like he just seemed like a cool ass dude, and you out here on your foolishness, girl. Bye. That's how I felt about like Tory Lanez. I liked Tory Lanez as an artist, but when you have shown your black ass to be a disrespectful, toxic cunt towards women, I can't mess with you no more. I loved R. Kelly, girl, but when we found out he was out here doing what he was doing to the children, girl, hell nah. I can't rock with you no more like that, bruh. Come on now. I never really liked P. Diddy. I'll just be honest with you. I never liked him. So I always felt a way about him. I hear that about Carlos King Kaza. The gays support most of these straight male rappers. Yeah, they do. Because they want proximity. They want acceptance. Hello. And if we tell the truth, leave it to Young Thug. Shout out to Young Thug, who there was a tweet um or a social media post where he's talking about, oh, since I'm a snitch, let's just tell it all. He said we. He typed we. Not y'all, not you, not someone else. He said we. That includes himself. That they all be taking dick in Atlanta. And that if you're close to Birdman, then you definitely done took it. And I believe it because I believe Birdman took him, took Rich Homie Quan, Hello Gone, took Wayne when he was younger. Why you think the other BG was on drugs so bad and did some shit to go to prison? Now he out. Let's tell the truth. There's something much deeper here, no pun intended, hello God, than meets the eye. But my thing is, you cool with it too. Ooh, girl, did y'all catch the other tea too? Where Young Thug's ex homeboy was telling a story about where him and I guess YSL Woody, I forget, but he said something about one of the boys basically admitted to having sexual relations with a tranny, and they all just kind of laughed about it and kept it moving. But my thing is, you over here telling the business girl, but if y'all just laughed about it and kept it moving, I thought you hardcore toxic thugs and gangsters, hello God, y'all were against that kind of depravity. I thought y'all were against that. So y'all remain friends all of these years, and now when the shit has hit the fan on Mad Day, you're trying to tell the T no. In my opinion, all of y'all was doing the hooing, and the hooing was doing the Ewan. That's what I believe. Why do you think Rich Homie Quan resorted to being a drug addict? Why do you think that the turmoil, the relationship was tarnished with Birdman got them boys to a certain point. He needed them favors in return. They either succumb to the favors and you know what happens afterwards, you're discarded. Left to fend for thyself. But Young Thug was such a pick me. Hello, God. I'll do anything, Massa. I'll do everything I have to do, including creating division amongst the girls in the camps. Hell, for all we know, Birdman's the one that's really in charge of YSL. Because these dudes like YF and Lucci, everybody still needs a connection. When you're not making that much money, you still need a street connection. And since the streets technically rely on you to fund them and their wrongdoings and their filth late at the midnight hour, they're going to keep their foot on your neck. It's almost like a pirate and his crew. If the only reason you're the pirate is because the crew has faith that you will provide, hello God, Jehovah Jireh, girl. Once the captain proves his incompetence and his failure to feed the crew what's needed, required, and desired, they revolt. They begin to coup, and you have to walk the plank, bitch. Mutiny. That's the word, mutiny. They begin to mutiny, honey. Mm-hmm. Girl, please. um, that's all I got. I guess that's it. Shit. I'm finna go eat. Take a shower and lay down. I do gotta work tomorrow. Tomorrow's not an assigned holiday. My company does not recognize Labor Day as an actual holiday. Um, which I'm fine with, I guess. I really don't even care. But all right, y'all. I mean, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to get that off my chest. Obviously, that was a lot to digest. I do want to shout out Astro again. For those that are, just joining us in the beginning, I played two of his songs, gave him his flowers. The album is everything. If you haven't had a chance, please get into it. I will be sharing the link. Hello, Gone in the description box once I end this live. That way, everybody will have easy access to it. Um, please support him, support the music. It's really, really good. It's really good. I live for it, and I think you all will too. What else? Yeah. Um, shout out to y'all for coming through. I appreciate it. Again, I didn't realize it was, the Sunday before a holiday. So I'm quite sure y'all are out there in the streets, turning up, getting litty. Hello, God. So make sure y'all are catching this replay. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Until the next video, y'all be blessed and never stressed. Remember that health is truly wealth, and take care. Bye.